Good afternoon. Today we are going to be reading from the Bible book, God Helps Me Make Good Choices. The story that we'll be reading this week is called In the King's Palace. And our memory verse comes from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 15. Choose what is right and reject what is wrong. Can you say that with me? Choose what is right and reject what is wrong. Daniel, his 3 friends, and all the other boys had to march for many days to reach the city of Babylon. The chains on their wrists and ankles may be rattled and clanked as they walked through the sandy desert. As they walked through the desert, Daniel and his 3 friends knew they would never be going back to Jerusalem. Even though they would be living in a new city, Daniel and his 3 friends decided that they would still love God and make good choices, even if they were far away from their home. When Daniel, his 3 friends, and all the other boys got to Babylon, they were taken immediately to King Nebuchadnezzar's palace. Many things looked strange to Daniel and his 3 friends. Most of the people even spoke a language that Daniel and his 3 friends couldn't understand. On the walls in King Nebuchadnezzar's palace were drawings of gold lions with wings. There were idols of large birds, bulls, and fish in the palace. These were gods that the people in Babylon worshipped. Musicians even played music to honor their gods. There is only one God, Daniel and his 3 friends agreed. The Lord is our God. We will love him, and we will choose to do what is right, even when others around us do not. King Nebuchadnezzar had prepared some special ways to treat Daniel, his 3 friends, and all the other boys. He told them, "For the next 3 years you will live in the palace. My home will be your home, and you will learn about our alphabet and our language so you can read, write, and speak just like we do. You will learn about science and math, and you will learn how to play music and build monuments. You will learn how to be just like us." King Nebuchadnezzar had another special way to treat all the boys. "I also want you to eat and live like me so that you can become wise like me. Every day you will eat the same food that I do from my table." But when Daniel and his friends saw the food from the king's table, they knew it was not good for them. They knew it wasn't the food God wanted them to eat. They knew God wanted them to choose to eat foods that would help them grow strong and healthy. Daniel and his 3 friends wanted to do what was right. They wanted to care for their bodies, so they asked one of the king's servants, "May we eat vegetables and drink water instead of eating the king's food? Let us try this for just 10 days and see if we can still look healthy." The servant gave them permission to eat healthy foods for the next 10 days. And for the next 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends ate only vegetables, fruits, nuts, and grains. For the next 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends drank water instead of wine. After 10 days, Daniel and his 3 friends looked healthier than all the other boys. Daniel and his 3 friends could even answer questions quicker and better than the others in the class. Daniel and his friends did what was right. They chose to care for their bodies by eating foods that were good for them. God helped Daniel and his 3 friends to look happier, healthier, and to do better in school at the end of the 10 days. For the next 3 years, Daniel and his friends made good choices, and God continued to help them become smarter and healthier. The king was so pleased with them that he gave them some of the best jobs in the city. Daniel and his 3 friends made a good choice to care for their bodies. Their good choices show that they loved God and wanted to do what was right. We can do that too. The Bible tells us, "Choose what is right and reject what is wrong." Isaiah 7:15. Because we love God, we should say yes to the good things and say no to the bad things. What are some good choices that you can make?